That's the one!
Hello everyone, this is the best podcast we got. I'm Justin.
Yeah, I'm Steven.
And today we're going to be doing a movie review on the one, the only,
Howard the Duck.
Steven's Choice.
Yes.
And this is one I really didn't know too much about, but Steven has told me over the years how good of a movie this is.
No one knows about this gem of a film.
Howard the Duck. Now, you watched this when you were a kid?
Oh yeah, it was like when I was like, I don't know, 10-ish.
Yeah.
Around that. I remember going to movie stores when there were movie stores.
Yeah.
And I was like, seeing the cover, I was like, yes, that one. And then, yeah, interesting. And I started watching it because I would watch anything with special effects in it.
Yep.
And then, you know, I was always a big fan of like monster movies and horror movies with like, you know, when there's a guy in a suit or like cool, you know, claymation or stop motion effects. I used to love that shit. And that's why I really like the movies too, because they actually have, for the time, it's very dated now, but they have cool effects in it.
Now, this is a Marvel movie. This came from a comic book from the Marvel universe.
Yep.
So Howard the Duck could make his way into the Marvel movies.
Well, he's already has been in the Marvel movies.
Oh, really?
The end of Guardians of the Galaxy, I believe the first one.
Oh, that's
Howard the Duck
right,
is
yeah.
in the teaser of it.
Yeah. He's in that laboratory.
Yeah, because
that they walk.
because it's funny too, because it's like an after the credit,
Yeah.
like a little teaser thing.
Yeah.
And he's like at a table drinking,
Yeah.
and he says some kind of like a one-liner, of course, because that's all he says. But then everyone's like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, fucking Howard the Duck, awesome. Yeah, and then no one else around me was even like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
He's also in another one of the movies, the one where it's that guy who I forget what he keeps all the like junk.
Oh, the Collectors, yeah.
Yeah, the Collectors.
He might have been in the Collectors in the first one.
He is. He's in there. He's in. So they have like basically all the species of all the animals, and he's in one of the tubes.
Yeah.
It's like a little Easter egg.
I think at the end of that, when they blow up.
Yeah, when he gets out.
Then he gets out. Yeah. So he's already in it. And James Gunn, I think that's the director of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And he showed a lot of interest. Like he wants to get Howard the Duck movie off the ground.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't. You can catch lightning in a bottle again. You know, you can't live up to this gem of a movie. So I don't think he can find funding to get it.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard sell.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think this one was probably taken by George Lucas himself. He's just like, you know what, I want to do Howard the Duck.
maybe because maybe at the time it was like
it's a Lucas film, right?
Yeah, I think this was on the heels of E.T.
Yep.
Like I think E.T. and it was like the cute alien thing comes up. Like they had
Yeah.
E.T. They had Mac and Me.
Yeah.
That other kind of awful kids movie. But another and then they were like, oh well, this is gonna be great. And then it had like it's a kids movie, but not really because it has. Well, want to get into that a little bit?
And then they bring in a monstrous duck.
Yeah.
So basically, Howard the Duck, the way the movie begins is he's just on his own duck planet.
Mind his own duck business.
And a mysterious force pulls him from his couch through several things where there's duck boobs.
Duck boobs, like
a girl showering in a duck shower.
Yep.
And he's pulled onto Earth where the movie realistically begins.
He crashes to Earth. He meets the love of his life. That's like
the little girl from Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, the girlfriend, right? Leah Thompson. And you know.
She's his young mom.
She's
She's not his girlfriend in Back to the Future. She's his mom.
right. That's right. It's the mom.
Yeah. She wants to be his girlfriend. It's his
Wow,
girlfriend mom.
she has a role that she plays.
Yeah.
Because
creepy,
obsessed girl. Because like she did the same thing with Michael J. Fox.
That's right.
Because she was like all on him.
Remember, she checked his underwear.
Yeah,
If you need the plot to Back to the Future, watch our movie.
Yeah, well, check that out.
Yeah.
But
if you want to see the Back to the Future one, that was a pretty good review that we did.
You know, but she does play the same part because like out of all the women in Cincinnati where he lands, Cleveland. But yeah, she's just like instantly infatuated with this duck, a 3 foot.
Well,
tall
he does
duck.
save her life.
Well,
Kind of.
he distracts her enough
Distracts the bad guys.
to help her fight the guys off that were trying to mug her.
Well, he
or-
uses his duck kung fu.
Duck kung fu, he does.
Duck fu.
Duck fu.
Quack fu.
Quack fu.
Quack
I
fu.
slept through the fucking
Quack fu. Well, I mean, I guess he does.
Yeah.
But she instantly, like,
Yeah.
is infatuated with him through the whole film. And, like, he's kind of, like, nice a little bit, but he's just total dick. So
Yeah.
it makes her love him more.
He's a dick. And he calls every girl Toots. in the
Toots,
movie.
yeah. Which is hilarious, because you have this little short duck that
Yeah.
can't do shit, really. And he's just like...
He's spending the movie really realistically trying to get home. And he's kind of pretty much self-interested. And then he gets...
He begins to have feelings for the girl. What's her name? Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson.
He starts to have feelings for her, and then it's either they all die and Earth dies, or he saves the day and he decides to save the day.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much.
He was placed in that. Basically, a scientist, which wouldn't do. I feel like the scientist is like, oh yeah, let me help you get back home.
like instantly, like he's like, of course, he was like the
Never,
most.
never would happen in real life. They'd like cut him open and
Yeah.
dissect him and find out what the heck he was all about.
That is actually a good point too, because like the human characters and the way they interact with them, at first they like you have like they're in two camps.
Yeah.
They either see him
Petrified
and like like this lady like he's coming out of a building and she sees him and then she just starts screaming bloody murder like
Yeah.
oh my god it's gonna kill me. He's really just like hello. You know,
Like a 3-foot duck.
yeah. And then at a roundabout kind of way, they find that scientist that actually knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And he explains that it was his tractor, Beam,
Yeah.
or Ray, that dragged Howard on Earth. So theoretically, he can bring them back to the duck world.
If he just reverses the beam.
The polarization,
Yeah.
or whatever.
But instead of doing so, he brings down a demon lord.
Dark Overlord.
Dark demon overlord from the depths of some way far away place.
Another thing, I love the originality of the naming, because it's all, as like, they took 2 seconds to name everything.
Yeah.
Duck World. Dark Overlord. Like,
Yeah.
demon. Like, it's like...
I'm a demon.
Dark
Dark overlord.
Wait, does that bring some Catholicism into it, or it doesn't seem like it? Just like,
No,
he's
feel
a
like they were
demon.
Just,
He's
it's
a
just
demon.
easy because everything happens quick.
yeah, it does happen pretty fast.
From the dialogue, which is one-liners, to
It's like every line of the film is a one-liner, which I love because it's funny.
yeah,
But like 75% of them don't land. You know, it's like
it's like Batman. In that
yeah,
sense.
but
When we did
Batman
the
had
Batman
more of
review-
that hit.
We did the Batman review, and if you go back and check that one out, we were pretty much saying like it was like a 50-50
Yeah,
shot.
yeah,
This one was a little
a little less. Not
Yeah, a
many
little
of them
less.
hit, but it's still the like the style of it.
yeah,
It's so like Saturday morning cartoony
yeah.
that it's almost not even realistic at all. Like
Oh, yeah.
no dialogue in this is realistic. It's all way overacted, way dramatic, which is funny. I mean I love it because it's just like it's oozing with cheese, you know.
Oh, it's very
It's
cheesy.
so cheesy, and
It's got that 80s cheesy
Yeah,
feel to it, but it
there's-
was made in the 90s, right?
I think
86.
86.
86.
So there's no cheese like 80s cheese.
Oh, yeah.
It is like the creme de la creme.
It's fine aged, sharp cheese.
Sharpest. I love it. But no, I really, I do love it for like it's so nostalgic for me,
Yeah,
and it's like the cheese factor alone. I love that in films.
yeah.
Like I love like the B movie.
It's a little raunchy.
Yeah, a little raunchy. I wish it was.
Yeah, it's like a very in-betweeny, between an adult and a kid's film.
That's
It's a weird
my
in-between place.
that's my biggest problem with the movie.
There's no audience, I feel like, that really... It's like
it
he's
loses.
shooting in the block.
No, it's just like
Maybe somebody will like this.
It's so weird. No, because it's like it has the feel of like one of those Disney movies, like
Yeah.
on Disney Channel movies, but it just has huge sexual overtones in it. Like to the point of like flat out nudity. Like
Yeah.
there's like 2, not 1, but 2 duck breasts, naked duck breasts. So it's like George Lucas has a weird fetish for duck boobs, you know?
But these sexual overtones, you have to remember, are also bestiality.
Yes.
Yes. Bestiality for sure. And like
sure.
I haven't watched this movie in a few years, and then watching it now, like I really didn't realize how much. What's her name?
Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson. I will remember that at some point.
Wants to bang a duck.
Leah Thompson wants to bang this duck. Like
20
it's
minutes I'm eating it.
yeah, it's like completely like.
Yeah.
There's a very awkward scene with them 2 in a bed,
Yeah.
and it's pretty fucking.
When she is like really wants to get in on this duck.
Borderline rape.
Yeah, it really was.
And it's like he's like no, oh god, and then like she's like
I have a headache. I have the aspirin.
Yeah, that's what it says. Like it's crazy. Like it's literally looks and feels like a Disney film,
Yeah.
but then it has these huge sexual overtones to it.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I watching here? If they want like 5% more in like an adult direction, and there was swearing,
Yeah.
then it would be like one of those horror movies that are really for kids but have a lot of boobs and swearing. Because there's a few of that.
Yeah.
Like that, especially back in like 80s, 90s. Like they made horror films that were pretty much for kids.
Yeah.
Like Ghoulies and like Gremlins. Well,
Yeah.
Gremlins is less. It's kind of
It's
gory.
like a Christmas music.
It is. Gremlins is another one though. It's got like a weird thematic. It's a kind of a kids movie, but they have gore and you know.
It's
Do
a
you know what
Christmas movie.
This movie reminded me of the
What?
Bee Movie,
The
except
Bee
not a cartoon. The Bee Movie with Jerry Seinfeld, where
I
he's a
haven't seen
bee.
it.
And
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
well, anyone knows there's a big thing online of being like everyone makes fun of it because she wants to fuck the bee.
Oh,
She's married.
The
like,
Bee Movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
and, like, it is straight up a thing.
Black and yellow.
Oh god.
But yeah, I mean, if they went a little bit more adult with it, I think it would have been a good movie.
Yeah.
I think it would have been like more memorable. I mean, it does have a cult following.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like 200, and I'm part of it. What I do, I like
199 plus Steve.
Yeah, but so that's
No,
the plot.
It's a funny movie, and then yeah, he ends up defeating
The main alien.
the
Oh, here's another thing.
the alien really comes in within the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, like
the antagonist of this shows up last 20 minutes,
it, not
And
even
he's
like
not
I think it's like
even
10
Yeah.
minutes. Like yeah.
and they're like, "All right, he's gonna go back." Psych, just kidding. He has to fight this alien before he can go back.
And
home.
they spared out expense. Like it's this scene, the final battle scene, is like there's all the budget of the film. Like
it's
it-
the whole
it's like
whole film's budget.
it's actually really good looking alien for the time. Like
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Like it does look exactly like the alien from Men in Black.
Take a guess at how much the budget was for this movie.
How much? 2 million? 3 million?
36 million.
36 million?
Good.
That's a lot of money.
36
They
million.
sank a lot of money.
How
into
much
this.
did they make? Does
How
it
much
show?
did they gross
For the duck.
for it?
How much did it gross?
That is
36.
crazy.
I knew it was a big budget film.
It had to be.
Like for
You
the
could
time.
just tell for the
It-
if 86 with that kind
Yeah,
of
like it's
special.
you can tell it's big budget.
It grossed 16.2 million.
Oh,
16.
big flop.
Oh, shit.
George.
I don't
They
know
really-
how this
They
happened.
lost 15.8 million.
Ooh.
Oh, that's why there's no how to
That's that's why James Gunn is having some problems. Like I knew it was a flop. Like that's why we said earlier. I was like, he wants his film, but because this gem was so awesome. That was
Yeah.
being facetious, even
Yeah.
though I think it is a legitimate gem.
Yeah.
You like this movie? I would
You for
totally.
sure think
I
it's a gem.
totally would want.
Yeah.
I'd signed off on the.
Yeah.
Except if it wasn't my money,
God,
I wouldn't make it. But if it was someone else's money, I'd do.
God damn! How come they came out with E.T. so close out?
Completely ruined it. But no, like I would love to see a new Howard the Duck
Yeah.
movie because they could do it right. Like you have 10 movies that are funny that
Yeah.
could do it.
With
you know?
the special effects, the CGI would be a lot.
No,
better.
you gotta get the guy back in the suit.
Oh no!
I want all practical. I love practical
No,
effects.
I mean, if you can't get a guy back in
I
the
know.
suit.
Even though I did see that in the Guardians of the Galaxy, he does look totally badass. Like I do
Yeah.
like the look of his depiction of Howard the Duck, so I'd be okay with it.
How do you feel about the cast?
Oh man, you know what? The cast, they're good. These are good actors.
Yeah. No, they have a lot of good actors.
Like Tim Robbins,
Tim Robbins.
Shawshank Redemption.
Fresh
Tim
out of
Ad-
Shawshank.
Yeah, like,
movie ever.
this guy can act his ass off.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. And Tina, what's her name?
Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson.
What the hell?
I can't remember her name.
Who's Tina? Bay?
Tina? No, Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson. Yeah.
She's in a lot of movies too. Like she's not a no one, especially
Especially
back
in
in
the
the time.
80s, yeah.
She was
Yeah.
you
She
know
was-
big.
I feel like she was a
Actress.
big actress.
I think
yeah,
so. She was
for
in,
sure.
She's
yeah.
still she's actually done a lot of different things.
She's
She's
good.
She aged really good.
She's good. The scientist guy. They got the detective from the
And
original
then
CSI.
the puppet master himself inside Howard with
oh,
his one-liners.
I know, but like I
He's a
The
small
voice
man.
isn't him. The voice is a different guy.
Really?
Yeah,
it's a
he's
different-
just
He's just playing him in the
Yeah.
suit. Okay.
for when I was a kid, the longest time I actually thought the voice actor was Michael J. Fox.
Oh really?
I did. It's not, but it would like I always got a Michael J. Fox.
Where did
from.
they put the 36 million into?
Yeah. Obviously, that
Who's the voice
six
actor
sound
of Howard?
effects.
it was like Chip Zen, something like that. I just read it. I closed out of it.
Yeah.
Someone.
You feel like you could have went with a big time actor there.
Yeah, I mean,
Voice.
yeah,
Danny DeVito.
but
Danny
no, definitely not Dan DeVito.
Hey kids!
I'm on with the duck. Come here, toots.
Which one of you were saying that he's gonna be in Guardians of the Galaxy?
He was in Guardians.
He was, yeah.
He was played by Seth Green.
Oh, Seth Green's a good
Voice.
choice.
Good choice.
I think that's a good choice. I kind of like it.
Yeah, you can't go big budget with this.
You
Clearly,
clearly
you're already
I mean,
down 15 mil. On
You
top
don't
of the
need-
duck.
Listen,
You got to take that out of the
is-
future
that
budget.
is, like, a lot of money for that. I knew it was big. Like again, I knew it was big budget, but like, because you could obviously tell in the effects.
yeah.
But I knew they made no money because no one else knows about this movie other than me. So it's like I heard some people talk about it, but I was like,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I do love it.
Yeah. I mean, so
The actors, yeah. So the actors are good, but the writing for it is like overly dramatic, and there's not like an original line in this
it's
whole
not
movie.
the best. Yeah, it's all one-liners.
It's like
The
they don't
writing, they really came in for the shock effect of
really
the,
the duck. Yeah, like
duck. It's like we're going for shock, and he's gonna spitball a bunch of these one-liners. Okay, you're gonna like them or you're not.
get on the duck.
Yeah.
But yeah, like and another big story device, story device, whatever you call it. But
Plot device.
plot device, yeah, is the fact that like when he walks around, everyone's shocked that he's a duck.
Yeah.
And that gets real old real fast.
Yeah.
And then the dialogue for it, none of it is natural.
There is a weird part of this show where this movie where he's like, people are shocked, then all of a sudden they're not, and then all of a sudden it goes back to them being shocked. That he's,
Yeah.
it's like a weird up and down system.
In time in this
Yeah.
movie is like, how long has he been on the planet?
He has a job.
Yeah.
The guy is kind of his boss is kind of a dick to him, but like he does the job and then he fucking ends up quitting.
Yeah, like
And
you
it's just
it's
like, how
really-
long has he been?
He's like, yeah.
Does he have his own place? Like, we don't know.
Another thing too is there's like 3 distinct sections in this that feel almost like episodes.
Yeah.
Because like when he crashes, it's exciting, it's cool, and all that, and then it gets into the funky, weird relationship
Yeah.
in the middle where it's like, oh, are they gonna get together or not? They break up and then they
Yeah.
get back together. Like it seems like a long time,
Yeah.
and then
They
finally,
make it seem like a long time.
they make it seem like
It's like he goes to like an unemployment office and all
Yeah.
this stuff.
And then finally he finds his way back to the bar that she's performing at and kind of like, oh, she's a great singer. And then sees the douchebag manager.
Yeah.
And then he goes over there and beats up the manager and takes the money.
Yeah.
And he's
There's
like,
a fight scene.
and then he just walks into her life and she's just like, Howard, I missed you. Like she's like fawning over him, you know?
And that's where the bed scene comes.
Yeah.
And then 3 random guys just walk into her house when she's half naked.
Yeah, and they see the shadow thing behind the sheet,
Yeah.
and she's like on top of him kissing him. It's like, whoa, that's a little weird. And everyone again is like, that's fucked up. That's bestiality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that to a duck.
No. I mean, at one point in the film too, it's like a crowd of people and they're all attacking Howard the Duck, and then she just screams, "Get off my boyfriend!" And then everyone just stops and looks at her like,
What the hell's wrong with you?
"That's disgusting."
Yeah.
It's like self-aware of how
Yeah.
weird it is, you know. But yeah, I mean that back to the dialogue and everything like that. It's just way over the top. Which again, if you like cheesy, this is the cheesiest.
It ain't
fucking-
easy.
Yeah.
Being cheesy.
No, it is not. And they do it. I think they do it good. For what it was, if you wanted cheese, they're giving you double, triple servings of cheese.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's fun.
Extra loaded
It's fun.
nachos here.
Yeah. The extra loaded nachos.
How'd you feel about the the bad guy here?
All right, I will say this in all honesty. I know. Well, I do like the movie, so don't think that. But the villain in this film is way better than Steppenwolf from Justice League. Like or something like that. You know what I mean? Like there's worse villains than this. I mean, especially when he gets all like his arms get longer and he gets the claws and he gets the hunchback and he looks cool. Like he looks like a cool villain. And like when he gets out of it and then the big stop go motion alien pops out, like that's cool. Like it's a cool villain.
And especially for the time. too.
Especially for the time. Like even now I kinda like it. Even now.
Now it's like
Well, the effects themselves with the creature
Yeah.
design's cool.
Yeah.
I think.
yeah, it's so cool they probably used it in Men in Black.
Yeah, I think so. Let's not waste this awesome design on this shit movie.
we gotta wrap this in. We gotta.
Yeah, I mean,
We lost a lot of
I
money.
can just
here.
tell
We gotta wrap this
no,
into something else.
the guy that designed the creature is like,
Yeah.
I did this phenomenal job on this fucking alien, and it got in this flop. No, and then he gets a job here, sent it by
Men in
Emma.
Black.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I got this great idea.
The guy who made the monster at the end was the dinosaur supervisor for Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's you can tell it's well animated.
yeah.
Like it's a good sequence for the time. Stop go. I do like the effects. So
I thought it was good. I mean, compared to now,
It's
standards.
It's dated. If you don't like the stop go, like Baxter hates it.
He hates it. Baxter hates the stop go. He hated this movie.
He just wants to play
He
ball.
just wants to play ball.
But
You should make a movie about my life.
yeah,
I could have been Howard the Duck.
back to the dog.
He's saying that right after me.
But yeah, the villain I really liked. I
Yeah.
thought it was cool. I think they should have got to him faster in the plot. Like they didn't have to. They could probably cut about 30 to 40 minutes in the middle and had gone right to the scientist, finding the way back,
Yeah.
and went down.
There's
that
like
road.
these weird chunks in this of like the movie being in way different, segments. It's like kind of weird love story, kind of like him trying to get back home,
It's-
kind of like E.T. kind of thing, and then kind of like a all of a sudden now like a Men in Black gotta fight this alien.
Yeah, it's
So it's like all over.
there's things called in writing. It's like act breaks,
Yeah.
like Act 2, Act 1, and Act break, and then Act 2 end, and then it goes to the climax.
Yeah.
This is so clearly defined. Each
Yeah.
one is like, all right, now it's Men in Black. Now it's love
Yeah.
story. Now it's
They like
Fish
broke
Out
it
of
up
Water.
into
yeah.
into
It's
pieces.
like directly like
Yeah.
very obvious.
But for the villain, I didn't like him. He kind of reminded me of the guy in the beginning of Men in Black. The guy that
Yeah.
give me sugar in my water.
Holy shit.
Sugar in my water. That's what I remember. That's
It's
what he reminded me of.
completely the same
Same
character.
guy.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I feel like maybe they did take this whole.
This
entire-
guy who designed this creature
Yeah.
worked on Men in
He
Black.
must have.
It's the same bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. We solved the how to duck code.
Yeah. Like we gotta use this for something else.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
Because he comes in. I mean, I didn't really like the bad guy. Obviously, he's only in the movie for like
Yes.
20 minutes,
Yes.
so it's like you don't really develop any relationship with the
Yeah.
antagonist.
He really is there for the plot, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
They don't really dwell on him at all. It's just
He's
like,
like,
does
all
what
right,
he's supposed
how
to
are we gonna block him from leaving Earth?
do. Yeah.
Alien. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, so we'll bring it into the how we felt overall
Felt
about the movie. I liked the movie. I thought it was funny. There were some scenes that they just didn't hit right.
Like cringe-worthy scenes.
Yeah, cringy.
I love it. But yeah.
A lot of the one-liners didn't hit. The bad guy was a bad guy. But Howard the Duck himself and the idea I thought was pretty funny. So I mean, I think the story could have been, if they went in one direction instead of those three directions that they went into, I think it could have been a really good story.
I mean, all kidding aside, this obviously is a flawed film.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, hands down. Like, if they...
I wonder if there's like a long director's cut where they're just
How
like...
longer could you do? No. This is the director's cut. You know, this is like... They could have chopped a lot of this movie out.
Yeah.
Well, that's a problem. I think the pacing in the story is really pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then, thematically, like I said earlier, if they really went for more an adult kind of theme, like it seemed like they wanted, they show tits. They can't drop F-bombs and shit.
Like, it's weird. It's like I said,
it's weird.
It's like they wanted to have a broad appeal to like kids.
I think if they stuck to the one lane,
they were like, oh, we want to be like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but like
a little bit like
duck tits.
Yeah, a little bit like Who World. Yeah.
Nothing compares to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yet to see it. Yet to see it. We gotta watch that. Next one we'll do that one. I want to see that too.
That's a great
I
one.
definitely do want to see it. So yeah, I mean, I it just this film is so nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's cheesy. It's not without its flaws.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, I think everyone should watch Howard the Duck because it's something to be experienced.
It's definitely an experience that you can have
for very cheap.
I don't know if any of the streaming services have this. Do you think?
I think at one point they did have it on Netflix.
I mean, technically, I think it's now owned by Disney. So.
There's no way. It would be a gross oversight if this is on Disney streaming.
So it technically should be, since it's a Marvel movie, it should technically be on Disney.
Yeah.
You can get it. It's not on Disney Plus. You can get it for free on Peacock. I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's the NBC streaming service.
The rest of them, anywhere else you get it, like Amazon Prime, iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, it's $3.99.
$3.99 worth.
Or Vudu has $14.99. Do not pay $15 for this movie.
Nah, that's a little steep.
steep.
It's a little steep. I mean,
if you got Peacock, go and watch it on that. I think Peacock is actually free.
The cheapest.
Yeah.
Do what I did. Go to your local dirt mall, and I'm sure you can find it for $1. $1. AKA flea market.
This is a product of the Dirt Mall.
Yeah, this was actually brought to you by Dirt Mall.
Yeah.
It was only $1.
So if you had to give it a 1 out of 5, what would you do?
Biases come into this.
Steven's like, I think this is a 10 out of 5.
All right. I would give it a 4.5, right? Because I love this movie. Yeah. But like to stay consistent with the rest of us, I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay.
So, but in my heart, it's 5 out of 5.
In your heart, it's a 5.
But if I'm just judging movies, it's a 3 out of 5. But it's a really fun 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
3.5 out of 5. But if you love cheese and you love the 80s, you'll enjoy the film.
I do love the 80s. Howard the Duck for me was a 2.6.
That is higher than I thought you were going to give this film.
Nope. It's right about 5, you know.
Yeah.
5 out of 10, you know. It's one of those movies. It's fun to watch. I didn't mind watching it, but it's one of those movies that maybe I'm good watching it once.
This is very niche. You definitely would really need to like bad movies.
Or if you are maybe a Howard the Duck fan from the comics, maybe this
did it for you. I never read a.
Or maybe you are grossly enraged by the movie.
Comment below.
Yeah, let us know. Have you seen Howard the Duck?
You should watch it. Listen, I'm gonna get a sponsorship from the Howard the Duck guys. You watch this film.
No, they're underwater right now. They are broke.
Duck Hunt.
Help them reclaim some of that $15 million that they lost.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to help these guys out. They lost a lot of money in this.
If you guys maybe go out and watch Howard the Duck, maybe Marvel Universe and Disney will produce a Howard the Duck.
Listen,
Which I would love to see. them do.
right? If they do it right, no, the character.
Not the fact. I just want to see them take this movie that did not do well and see if they could turn it into a shining star. Just because people love Marvel movies.
Well, now, yeah. No, the character is good. Like,
Yeah.
he's like a womanizing duck that's kind of a loser douchebag.
Yeah.
And he's just like being just thrown into these huge events.
These big human situations, but in his world, he is a human, but a duck human.
Duck man.
He makes a joke like, "Oh, you're just a big hairless ape."
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that word.
His evolution was like he went from a duck and then
Duck to
we're monkeys.
anthropomorphic duck, is that they call it?
Yeah.
That was a big word for me. Anthropomorphic.
Could be wrong.
But yeah, I mean, I did like it. I think everyone should check it out at least once.
Check it out and let Steven know if he was really wrong about this movie in the comments. And also make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and subscribe to us all on all of our social media platforms, which they'll be around somewhere around here, along with our subscribe button, which will be here.
Awesome.
Over here or over here.
You were just ruining this for the editing. It's like, what am I not
I'm
gonna
trying
place
to
it
make-
everywhere?
I'm trying to make it fun. It's gonna be over here. All right, guys.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Boy.
God damn you!